What's the difference between making 10K a month or 50K a month in sales? You might think it simply comes down to doing more of what got you to 10K, which makes sense, right? Double down on what got you to that first milestone. But that kind of thinking is exactly what's going to stop you from scaling to 50K and beyond. In this video, I'm going to share the exact framework that I've used to help my clients scale from 10K months or sometimes less to 50K months, all without burnout or the typical chaos that might come from scaling. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Haley Dale, a coach and marketing strategist for coaches, course creators, and service providers. I find that a lot of people who hit 100K in their businesses, around $800 and $333 a month, start thinking that the next milestone to hit is $1 million a year. But there's a big gap, a big step in between 6 and 7 figures, which is around the 500K a year or 50K per month mark. And there are vastly different things that get you to 10K-ish a month that will get you to 50K months. And then the things that get you to 50K a month are very different from the $1 million a year things. I think it's nearly impossible to jump from 10K a month to $1 million a year. Stranger things have happened, yes, but I still think that the milestones need to be chunked up a bit more to give you the best chances. And truthfully, I think around the 50K a month mark is the sweet spot for most online businesses. At 10K a month, there's a lot of trial and error, hustling and trying different things. Most business owners I see stuck here have bloated offer suites, and they're spending the majority of their time working in the business and very little time thinking big picture. Hitting 10K a month is a huge accomplishment. Congratulations if you've done it, but the things that got you here are also going to be the things that keep you stuck from scaling up, because with all of that hustling, you have very little time to work on your systems and strategy. At 50K a month, this is where refinement and streamlining take center stage. The actual key to reaching 50K a month is doing less. So less offers, less funnels, less content even, but thinking of each of these as strategic assets in your business that you're investing in for the long term. Around this mark is where you actually have the biggest opportunity for the biggest profit in your business. You don't need a huge team or a ton of overhead, but you also don't need to work as hard as you did up to the 10K a month mark either. When it comes time to go to 7 figures and beyond, if you decide that's your path, that's where you can actually lose profit because you're needing to invest so much more in scaling up your team to deliver more or investing in ads. Obviously, this can vary from business to business, but just speaking generally, you might find that here you end up taking home less because so much more is needed to invest back into the business and pay for overhead. I think it's really important to be honest with yourself about what you really want and why you want it. Consider how your business fits into your life, not the other way around. So while I love helping new business owners get to 10K a month, it's really exciting to support them as they figure out their voice, the content that works best for them, and how to connect their content to leads and sales. More and more over the past few years, I've carved out a niche in helping people scale beyond that to 50K months. And that's just as exciting, although really different, as they narrow in instead of expanding out, narrow into signature offers, signature funnels, and launches. Think about how to do more business with less noise and clutter. I love seeing them reclaim their time and start prioritizing their personal lives and goals and see how much more they can do by doing so much less. Through this work, I found myself bringing the clients through the same general refinement process, a business decluttering, if you will, where even if it looks different from business to business, we're still going through the same basic checkpoints. Let's talk about fix number 1, a signature offer. So the big shift here is to go from a bunch of random offers to a signature offer, something you're known for that gets people great results and that you can charge a premium price for. Businesses I see stuck at 10K months or less have a scattered approach to offers, creating new programs, digital products whenever inspiration strikes or revenue dips. You might have 3 to 5 different offers with inconsistent pricing, positioning, or results, or maybe even more than that. This approach keeps you you in constant creation mode, confuses your audience about what you're really known for, and prevents you from commanding premium prices that a signature offer deserves. At 10K a month, experimenting a lot works as you narrow in on exactly what you want to be doing in your signature process. I don't think you can speed past this process of trying a lot of different things to figure out what works for you, but it's also the thing that's going to keep you spinning your wheels and prevent you from scaling up. Here's some really fascinating research around signature offers and their impact on businesses. First up, businesses with a defined core offer grow 30% faster than those with a broad, unfocused product suite from HubSpot, the 2023 State of Marketing Report. Next up, flagship offers account for 60 to 80% of revenue in most successful online education and coaching businesses. This is from Teachable in 2024. Next up, businesses with a single clear offer see 2 times higher conversion rates than those with multiple competing offers. This is from ClickFunnels in 2023. So what makes a great signature offer for a business scaling to 50K months? First off is premium pricing. So you want to be able to charge at least $1,000 for it, most likely between $2,500 to $5,000 or upwards of $10K. The goal is to have something that becomes the breadwinning offer in your business, meaning that you don't need to make hundreds of sales a month in order to reach your goals. Next, it's got to be scalable. It has to be something that you've designed in a way that you can deliver for multiple clients at the same time without working all the time. For coaching or programs, this means you've automated the onboarding, the offboarding, and as much of the delivery as possible, which frees you up to layer in some really high-touch elements that wow and delight your customers. For services, that means you've systemized as much of the process as possible using templates, documentation, and outsourcing where appropriate, and automations. This allows you to focus on the bits that make the biggest difference and the things that only you can do. You also want the offer based around a signature framework or transformation, so something that you can brand, become known for in your industry. When I'm working with clients, the signature offer is the very first thing we tackle because everything else, the funnels, the content, the other offers revolve around this very first important strategic layer of your 50K a month business. The next fix or shift you need to make is to go from one-off launches to a signature launch strategy. I see one of two things happen when it comes to businesses stuck at 10K when it comes to launching. They're either so burnt out or time poor that they avoid launching completely, or they burn themselves out running brand new launches all the time with all new assets and materials. 50K per month businesses see their launches as a long-term assets. They have a grab and go signature launch in the box that they can pull out and run relatively quickly, and they do so 3 to 4 times a year as a complement to their evergreen strategies. They get way better results from their launches because they can optimize every time that they launch and can stack on additional strategies because they're not stuck creating everything from scratch, which leaves them a ton more time for this type of iteration. My clients who make this shift typically see a 20 to 40% improvement in launch results from their first to third launch implementation of the same relative launch with a few iterations than when they were running it the first time. So let's talk about the 5 things that make a great signature launch. First up, they have a repeatable launch event that people can do multiple times. It's something that people want to revisit and redo, not something that they do once and never need or want to do again. Next, they take an iterative approach. So every time they launch, they're looking for 1 to 3 things to optimize or test out, and maybe 1 to 2 strategies that they can layer on. It might be, okay, this time we're going to do affiliates, or this time we're going to set up an abandoned cart sequence. Number 3, they're really focused on customer first messaging. So they test, they validate, and aren't afraid to roll out new messaging. The messaging all has a really strong connection to their offers as well as their customers. They're incorporating feedback from every launch into the upcoming one, whether that's questions or testimonials. Fourth, they include a long runway for their pre-launch period. They understand the importance of warming their audience up to their offer adequately before getting into sales mode. And finally, they do a post and pre-mortems in their strategy phase. So post-mortems means doing a deep dive on the launch numbers and coming up with ideas of things to incorporate next time. Pre-mortems mean identifying everything that could go wrong before the launch and coming up with your solutions ahead of time. When I work with my clients in my signature 50K months coaching program, we tackle their signature launches in the second month, and our goal is to have a signature launch for their signature offer that they can start running these on a quarterly basis to create cash injections into their businesses. The next fix for a 50K per month business is a signature sales system or funnel, something that you can run on an evergreen basis to attract, nurture, and convert potential customers for that signature offer. Where businesses stuck at 10K per month might have funnels, they usually take a really passive approach to them, or they go all hot and heavy for a while and then abandon them or don't bother with them at all. The point here is to go from reactive selling, OMG, I need more sales, let's hurry up and hustle, to a steady supply of leads to customers. The different approach that 50K per month businesses take with their funnels, from what I've observed, is obsession. They know that while launches and live promotions have a place in their strategy, the backbone of hitting their revenue goals consistently is their sales funnels. One of my favorite podcasts from Lacey Sites of A Lit Up Life was around this topic of devotion over perfectionism. And it captures what I'm trying to say here about not letting perfectionism stop you from getting your funnel up and running, but to be devoted to seeing it through and making it work. It likely will not work perfectly right out of the gate. I mean, I've rarely ever had that be the case, but that's where the optimization process comes in. So what are 4 things that 50K per month businesses do differently with their funnels? Number 1, they have measurement systems and gather and reflect on their funnel measurements regularly, at least monthly or every 100 people who go through the funnel. They take it one step further though with a projection model, so they know exactly where to focus on optimizing their funnels to result in more sales. The goal is to be able to know, okay, I have X number of people who just joined my funnel this week, and that should equal X number of sales based on my past projection model. This measurement and projection model system helps you focus on fixing the right problems. You have a limited amount of time, so fixing the right things matters when optimizing a funnel instead of wasting your time on a bunch of the wrong things that won't actually make a difference. And when it comes to fixes, 50K per month businesses take an incremental tweak approach rather than changing everything at once or burning it all to the ground and starting again. One of the most important differentiators between these two types of businesses is that 50K per month businesses are much smarter about spending their limited resources, whether that's time or money or attention. I have been building funnels and optimizing them for clients and myself for over 10 years. So this is one of the areas inside the Signature 50K Months coaching program where we invest the most amount of time. The next strategy that we're layering on to your 50K monthly business is a signature content system. So you want to go from random acts of content that may come really inconsistently to a signature content system broken into monthly, weekly, and daily content. Let me just say this right here. While delegation is a really important part of scaling, in most cases, you should be the one creating your content, or at least be very integral to the process and coming up with the ideas and the voice and what's actually said. You can have a team help you with the delivery and execution of that content, but you're the voice and face and brain of your business in most cases. For businesses stuck at 10K a month or less, keeping up with consistent content is a challenge, and in a lot of cases doesn't feel like a priority. So it's the first thing to slide from to the bottom of the to-do list. But businesses at 50K and beyond know that content is the priority. Here are 4 elements of a signature content system. So first up, you have your monthly content system. So that's the strategizing, choosing an offer to focus on, and pre-planning and blocking off time, as well as collecting your measurements from the past month and choosing experiments to try the coming month. Then we have your weekly or bi-weekly content system. So this is the core content. So your podcast, your video or blog post, and the bundle including all of the images, emails, and delegating production that go into that core content bundle. Then we have your daily content system. So 5 to 6 posts a week on social media platform of your choice, not trying to be everywhere. Your traffic strategy. So intentionally choosing how to get your content in front of new people on a monthly basis. What's the platform? What's the goals? Driving eyes to your content is the main objective here. Clients who implement the system in my signature 50K months coaching program typically experience a 40 to 60% reduction in content creation time, while simultaneously seeing improved engagement and conversion rates. More importantly, they rediscover the joy in content creation because they're no longer feel like they're creating into a void. They're really focused on building strategic assets that directly support their business goals. Once you have your signature offer, launch, funnel, and content system, it's time to take it to the next level with advanced funnel strategies. This is where you'll build out out the rest of your intentional offer ecosystem. Earlier, I pointed out that businesses stuck at 10K or less tend to have a lot of random offers. This is different than that. We are still talking about multiple offers, but the difference is we have your signature offer that everything points towards, but you're not putting all of your weight of your revenue goal on the shoulders of that one offer. Here are 3 to 4 offers to intentionally layer on. Number 1 is the slow offer. So the self-liquidating offer stack is what you'll use to grow your list full of buyers. So you want something that is highly, highly valuable, that's priced extremely well, like a steal for your customers. Think those $27 offers that you see, but make sure you also have an order bump offer and an upsell, so you might be interested in this too. I like to use these in conjunction with your flagship freebie to bring in leads for your signature offer, but this is one offer that we want to intentionally add into your ecosystem. Number 2 is the premium MRR, monthly recurring revenue upsell. So for anyone who purchases your signature offer, we want to think about how they can get ongoing support from you, and that'll come from your premium recurring offer. So think memberships, ongoing group programs, masterminds, or one-on-one coaching. The strategy here is that it's much easier to continue working with a delighted customer than it is to go out and find and convert new leads all the time. So where can we have continuation? Number 3 is the downsell offer. So for anyone who goes through your funnel who isn't quite ready for your signature offer, you're going to offer them something smaller but related to them for them to get started. Number 4, in Signature 50K months, I also teach you how to layer in other offers. So if you do have other offers in your offer suite right now that you're not ready to abandon, but it's maybe not your signature offer, I'll teach you how to stack these on and create funnel stacks that lead to these after everyone has gone through the main journey of your signature funnel. Here's a little preview of what we build inside 50K months that shows how all of these offers, funnels, and systems work together. Last but not least, fix number 6 is 7-figure CEO systems. So once you've gotten to this point, you have all of the right foundational elements and infrastructure to scale to consistent 50K months. However, it's still up to you to work these strategies and systems, which is where your personal OS, your operating system, comes in. So whether you choose to scale next to 7 figures or just enjoy the consistent 50K per month life is up to you. But these systems will help you take consistent action. And this is probably the most drastic difference between 10K a month businesses and 50K a month businesses. The amount of time you're able to spend working on the business, steering things strategically and looking at the bigger picture versus those stuck at 10K a month or less are usually so busy hustling, especially in fulfillment, that very little of their time is spent wearing their strategic CEO hat. The main components of this new operating system are your 90-day roadmap, so a quarterly retreat that transforms someday thinking into strategic action blueprints with clear revenue targets and priority projects that actually move the needle forward. No more aimless hustle. Next up is your marketing and content calendar. So we want to be able to connect every piece of your content directly to your bottom line because likes don't pay the bills. This system ensures that your marketing efforts perfectly align with your sales goals, your launch timelines, or your evergreen sales funnel goals, your growth targets, transforming what I call random acts of content into strategic revenue generation. Then we have operation and delegation. So turning your brilliant but chaotic processes into streamlined SOPs that practically run themselves, right? You don't need to worry about training new people because everything is so laid out. Everything has a video and step-by-step instructions to go with it. So you're learning the art of delegation without nagging, right? And feeling like it'd be faster to just do it myself, right? Which is, I think, where a lot of people get stuck when it comes to delegation. We also have your daily and weekly rhythms. So building a business that gives you both time and money freedom through a powerful CEO routine. So carving out sacred thinking time, implementing morning strategy rituals, and establishing weekly performance reviews that keep you focused on the high leverage activities instead of endless task lists. We also want a really good measurement system. So we focus on creating a custom KPI dashboard, which becomes your crystal ball that most entrepreneurs would kill for, showing you exactly what levers to pull for maximum impact without the guesswork. Tracking funnel performance, conversion rates, financial metrics, how your content's performing, what social media channels are actually bringing in traffic and helping you reach your goals. The majority of my clients inside Signature 50K months get to a point where they're really running their businesses in around 20 hours a week. It's the perfect blend of time and financial freedom. Speaking of time and financial freedom, check out these videos which show you how to make your content work harder for you.